Hi guys, it's Colette, and today we're going to be working on this Messy Holo Water Marble. I'm calling it messy partly due to the way the colors blended together and partly due to the way that the pattern turned out, but in the end the result is really cool. If you'd like to see more water marbling and more nail art, make sure you're subscribed to my channel. And if you'd like to see how I did this design, just stay tuned. Starting out with clean, dry nails, I'm going to apply my base coat, and as usual, I'm using Ready for Takeoff. You can use whichever is your personal favorite, and for those of you that watched last week and wanted to see the tutorial on the extension for my index finger, that should have gone up yesterday if everything went as planned. I'll include a link for that, and I hope you guys enjoy that video. For my base color today, I'm going to be using white, and I decided to use OPI Alpine Snow. Any basic plain white is perfectly fine. Optional but recommended, I'm going to protect around my nails, and I'm using Simply Peel. You can use whichever type of barrier product or even good old tape that you prefer. The polishes that I'm using today are both colors by Llarowe. The blue is Turq'd and the pink is Lotus. And as usual, I'm working in a 5-ounce paper cup filled with room temperature filtered water. I'm going to go ahead and draw down to the bottom and then up to the top for this design. And then I'm just going to draw in from side to side, and you can see that outer ring is quite dry. It's making this a little bit difficult to work with, but I'm just going to kind of push through and continue to draw that design across the cup. It's going to look a little bit messy. A lot messier than my marbles usually are, but it's going to be okay. I hope. I've got my nails. I'm going to be dipping my pinky and my ring finger together, but for this one I'm actually going to go with my middle finger and my index finger, and I'm going to go at just a slight angle, I think. That will help me to stay within the design here. And I'm going to go ahead and, maybe like this. Yeah. Okay, once they're lined up how I want them, I'm just going to go ahead and dip in. And then with the orange stick, reach in and clean up that excess polish. It's a little difficult with these. I'm not sure how well it shows up that they kind of break into these little tiny small pieces. So particularly make sure there are none of those kind of floating around in the area where your nails are going to come up so that they don't stick on your design. And then I'm going to slowly pull out, and there is the water marble. So, of course, if your fingers are stuck together, either accidentally or intentionally, go ahead and cut them apart. So let's zoom in here a little bit. Then go ahead and remove the liquid latex of whatever variety you may have used, like that. And once I finish dipping my other nails, I will be doing my usual cleanup with polish remover and a brush. So this actually went pretty well. Since I was using a white base, which I feel like I haven't done in a really long time, I was somewhat nervous about bubbles, but I really didn't run into any problems with bubbles. However, I did have a couple other problems that require a little bit of polish surgery. The first one I'm going to work on, and maybe I'll even zoom in just a little bit more here. You can see when I took off my latex, it peeled up this little side. I'm not sure if I accidentally touched the latex to the peel-off base coat, or if that was partly due to waiting to remove the latex on those until after I did my thumb. So the first thing I'm going to do is put down a little bit of white. I've just got my little small brush here, and I'm just going to give a little base to that area. And while that dries a bit, I'm going to do the other thing that's kind of bothering me, which is the tip of this pinky nail. These two colors blended together a lot in the design. You can see here I caught just outside of the design, and the pink and the blue are so bright they almost look like slightly different colors. So what I'm going to attempt is to do a little bit of blending kind of with them. And I'm going to take just a little bit of the blue and kind of go over the purple, not even neatly, or over the pink, I mean, just very lightly, just to make it not quite so intense of a pink. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the pink on top of the blue, like literally just super lightly, so that it doesn't come across quite so brightly. I'm not trying to specifically match any pattern of the water marble. I'm just trying to tone down the colors so they don't look so mismatched with the rest of the design. And I know close up that's not probably super awesome, but as I lean back from a distance, that's doing what I want it to do. Now on this one, I'm going to run into somewhat of the same problem because, of course, as I go in and fill in here over the white, and I think I'll start out with the blue, it's going to be a little bit brighter than everything around it. Might not be quite as much of a problem because it's kind of closer to the edge and less noticeable, but I just did a little bit of blue, and I'm going to go in and do a little bit of pink in some areas. Again, just so that it's not like, hey, that part of your nail isn't painted. Just enough to kind of blend it in color-wise so that it looks halfway decent. Like that. And then, of course, if you do have any spots where you have a bubble, or you can see maybe right here a little bit on my index nail, the color kind of just broke apart a little bit. I'm just going to go in and fill that in so you don't see the white. If you, during your cleanup, accidentally remove some of the marble and the bases showing through, same thing. Just put down a little bit of color so that that white isn't so harsh and popping out there. So there's the polish surgery for today. In fact, maybe just a tiny bit more of this blue here. And not even keeping it even in all the spots that I'm adding it. That'll help it to kind of blend in with the pattern. So, gonna finish my other hand, and then I'll be back. I feel like this particular cleanup was a little bit messy. I've got little glitters and shimmers all over my skin. I'll definitely need to wash my hands. But first, I'm going to go ahead and finish everything off. And as usual, I'm using Seche Vite. So here's the finished design, and I really like the way this turned out. I kind of had a roller coaster of emotions with these colors. This is not the design I originally planned to do with them. And actually I was originally going to use one more color. And in fact, maybe I'll give you a close-up on the bottle since I really didn't before I started. Here's Lotus. You can see it has a really pretty shimmer to it. And here's Turq'd, and you can see it is a hollow. And the third color I was going to use is also colors by Llarowe. This is A Galaxy Far, Far Away. But you guys can see it's pretty glittery, and when I started testing it for water marbling, which was the third option for these colors, the glitter just really wasn't working out. And as stubborn as the pink and the blue were together, it actually turned out more like what I wanted the three of them to look like, because the pink and the blue blend together into somewhat of a purple. And although I do love water marbles with really nice, clean lines, once I kind of changed my expectation, I find that I really like the kind of messy way that these lines turned out. I was originally going to do a Dotacure with these colors, and it wasn't looking like I wanted it to look. And then I tried a couple, let's see if I can fit these in here, a couple smooshies, and try not to block my lighting here, but here you can see a few of my attempts. They're not horrible, they're just not, they're not quite what I wanted. And so I thought I would try and see if the colors would water marble together, and it took some doing. I mean, you guys saw how stubborn they were and how quickly they dried, but in the end, it all worked out. So I'd love to hear what you guys think of this, if you like the kind of messy, textured look that this water marble turned out with. I hope you're subscribed and have your notifications turned on. I've got another really colorful manicure planned. I'm not sure if it'll be next, but definitely very soon. I hope you all enjoyed, and if you want to stick around to see the peeling, just stay tuned. And if not, as always, thanks for watching. Here we are on the third day, and I've had pretty good wear, with the exception of this chip here on my thumb. And really the only regret with this manicure is that I didn't get to enjoy it in the sun more. Yesterday it was so hot outside that I really didn't go out much, and today has been cloudy and rainy all day. But I did get to enjoy it in the sun the first day, and got some nice pictures. So I hope you guys enjoy the peel.